You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time, and the right time is now. I am Ross Tweddell from Hold and Give, joined by the wonderful Jack Atkins. How are you doing, Treacle?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
Lovely. And we're here to rank every single World Cup 2022 home kit in a tier list ranking from, unbelievable Jeff, Europe. Because you want to get to Europe, but it's not quite the top of the league. Gareth Barry, who is the most average footballer of all time. Harsh but fair there, I would say. Gary Neville, ooh, for stuff that's just above Graham Souness, who is, of course, the worst. Any thoughts on Graham Souness being the worst there?
I love Graham Souness.
I hate Graham Souness. He took Sir Bobby Robson's 4th, 3rd, 5th, and in less than a season, took it to 14th. He's a nonce.
Let's not lie, he was a crap Liverpool manager, but on the pitch, fantastic.
I've just called Graham Souness a nonce. That's what you can expect to see here on Hold and Give. We're kicking things off, though, with the World Cup kits of 2022, the home kits, that is, with Tunisia. And immediately, Jack Atkins, my eyes are drawn to the breast area, because on this shirt, they've got orange segments as tit protectors.
I mean, it's beautiful to have some slices of citrus fruit for a tit.
I imagine it's very good for the skin.
It reminds me of, is it the classic Mexico shirt with the detailing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a lovely face with horns in the middle there. I would say some sort of Viking vibe there, but I know it's not because it's Tunisia and not Sweden. Any thoughts there?
I'm just lost in the way you said Sweden.
Sweden. And I reckon just because it's Kappa, it's got to be weighed down, because you can't wear Kappa unless, of course, you weigh 10 stone when you're soaking wet through. If you've got a set of tits like I do, you can't be wearing Kappa. It's a shame.
I am a fan of Kappa because I think of the classic Barcelona kits, but again, as a not a svelte man, I wouldn't dare wear a Kappa shirt.
Svelte from Sweden.
I don't like the way as well that the tit pattern doesn't go onto the sleeve. It's just a plain red sleeve.
Oh, they've got that template thing like we'll get onto later with Nike. Nike's template has ruined several shirts in this World Cup for me. But I reckon that's a very solid Gareth Barry, if not a European shirt, in Tunisia.
I'd say Gareth Barry.
I'll go Gareth Barry.
Have I told you about the time I met Gareth Barry?
No? Was it in a taxi?
No, it was at Villa Park years ago at a Corinthians football figure convention that my cousin wanted to go to. And we met Gareth Barry and was like, can we get a picture? And he didn't realise we meant, can we get a picture with you? And he just went, yep, and just sat there going, after we took a photo with Gareth Barry.
You got that picture?
I don't. We're talking like 40 years ago.
Oh,
so
my God.
It'll be in a draw
When he was about 30.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're moving on to Japan now, and as always, when it comes to Japanese home kits, it is absolutely outstanding.
Is there any point saying anything other than unbelievable, Jeff?
Unbelievable, Jeff, straight away. It's the retro feel of the pattern. I like the new Adidas logo as well. I like the fact they've got rid of just the word Adidas from underneath it. I think it works. It's iconic.
I mean, you don't need it. The 3 stripes alone is branding enough, but I like the fact that on this one it looks like there's a slight outline to the three stripes.
Ooh, a bit of depth.
Yeah, but no, gorgeous kit.
Wonderful kit, straight in the top tier. Next up, we move on to Argentina. I like it. It's simple. The navy blue complements the light blue and the white very well indeed. Again, the Adidas logo. It just looks lovely there. And the 3 stripes on the arms, it works with the sort of the 2-tone nature, the 3-tone nature.
Yeah.
Aye, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. For me, though, because the Argentina shirts are always nice, there's been better Argentina shirts.
That has. But there's also been worse.
That is true.
And I swear, if we looked at the arse end of this shirt on the back, the stripes go a bit weird, which lets it down for me.
You can see on the top there, it doesn't go onto the shoulder.
That's a typical Adidas thing, that, though. That's the one down thing about them when I was in Newcastle. When they were sponsoring Newcastle back in the day, the 0708 kit or the 0709 kit, awful. Just ended there in big black arms.
No.
That's a horrible quote for me to say in isolation. But you know what I mean? If you saw that Newcastle shirt, I think it's at least Europe.
It's definitely Europe.
It's definitely Europe.
It's Europe.
He's gone European. And now we get on to a lovely, freshly squeezed orange juice that is the Australian home shirt, which just looks like an orange juice with pulp.
It really does. A bit giraffe as well.
Bit giraffe?
Yeah.
Colonel Giraffe.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But I think it's a wonderful one. Again, I think at least European places for this one, if not into the best. I like the 2-tone of the orange. I like just like the obviously the complement with the green and gold.
Yeah.
Just goes very well, doesn't it?
Yeah, very nice Europe.
Very nice, Europe. Australia have made it to Europe. And now we get on to Senegal, and it's a retro print. I would argue that it could go into the territory of, remember Pro Evo kits? When Pro Evo kits would be a knockoff of the real version.
Yeah. It's
got a slight air of the Pro Evo-ness to this one, I think.
It does look like it's just been like cheaply heat pressed and sold in the big market, doesn't it?
Yeah, Sports Direct, 2-for-1 special.
Your favourite shop?
No, it's
Direct.
that. No, yeah. Mike Ashley. What do you reckon, though?
It's Gareth Barry for me. It's got enough there to be like, ooh, but not enough there to make it an all-timer.
I would say it's not too offensive. I don't like how the chevron, I guess we'll call it, doesn't go all the way to the arm bit. You can see if you just zoom in there a little bit there, it doesn't go all the way.
I think that's what it is. That's what makes it look a bit cheap.
Yeah, I bet it looks lovely on a guy with muscles, though.
Why didn't you get one and show us all?
Onlyfans.com/hold and give. It's a thing that'll never happen, but I'm happy with Gareth Barry. I thought you had a fact about this shirt. I've been waiting for this fact to come out your mouth.
Yes, that's it. Preparation kits. The star on the chest is only on the replica kits. The actual stadium kit will not have it on.
There you go. Is that true? Is that false? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, we're moving on to who will win the World Cup, because I have them in the office sweepstake here at these headquarters and all that sort of malarkey. It's Brazil, and I think it's fantastic. A little bit of an issue for me, in that they've used the wrong green. I look at that green and I don't think Brazil. I look at that green and I think baby diarrhea.
That
mushy peas.
Thinking about it though, is that not the green from the Brazil flag?
Maybe.
But it's not the right green for the Brazil kit.
No.
So I know what you mean.
And maybe the blue, is the blue a bit too pale?
On the
badge. On the insert on the badge.
Or is that just because we're looking at the blue? There's too many elements.
There is. Why isn't the blue of the sort of inner part of the badge the same as the Nike tick? I know the outer line of the badge is the same as the Nike tick, but I would argue,
Again, with the Argentina shirts, Brazil shirts, you very rarely go wrong.
No. And again, the grandad collar, you either go all the way with the grandad collar or you don't bother at all. That's a half-arsed grandad collar.
So what are you saying? What's your gut saying?
My gut's saying Gareth Barry. I don't think it's any more offensive than a Gareth Barry position, just bang average. But it could be, and it should be a lot better. But there is Jack Atkins, if you can look very closely there. Hints of a Colonel Giraffe once again.
There is a Colonel Giraffe right there. Certified Momar.
Do you agree with the Gareth Barry position?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Canada. Very, very simple until you get to the arms. It's all business down the torso, then a party with the arms. It's Daniel Sturridge in many respects.
It's also like Canada. My two favourite things, Daniel Sturridge and Canada. So,
thoughts on this one?
I really like this.
I like it as well.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's the kind of, like you said, the crappy 90s Pro Evo Canada badge.
It is an awful badge, isn't it?
But it's amazing at the same time. It's one of those, it's objectively awful, but brilliant.
I'm going to argue as well that the Nike swoosh is too small.
Do you think?
It's like they've got one of the templates off like Pro Direct Soccer, just whapped on a Canada badge and a pair of fancy arms.
And it looks slightly too far. I know obviously it's an angled picture we're looking at, but even rotating it in my mind palace, it looks like the swoosh is too far.
Your mind palace?
That's something that Sherlock Holmes and Tom Campbell from Sister Channel Cultaholic say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One and the same, aren't they, those two? Anyway, I reckon this has got to be European,
I think it's Europe. I think in between Argentina and Australia.
Go on then, if you want to be that finicky about it, I'll go with that, definitely. And now we move on to Costa Rica, or as that famous YouTube man who I've forgotten the name of once again calls it, Costa Rico.
Costa Rico.
Costa Rico. And I think this, look, it's a hard one to judge because if you open one eye and close the other, it looks cheap as bowels. But if you look at it through the other eye in a different perspective, it looks bloody lovely. Very simple, very classy.
I don't know why, it gives me like 90s ice hockey jersey vibes, and I can't tell you why.
Neither can I.
And I don't mind the New Balance kits, because obviously the greatest team of all time, Liverpool, used to go for the New Balance kit, and they weren't bad. They weren't bad.
None of them were good though, were they? They had a couple of shockers, didn't they?
Some of the home shirts were really nice. It was the away and the third kits, which were...
They would try too hard, wouldn't they? Just look at a pair of curtains and think, that'll do.
It's terrible.
That'll do. That'll ding-dang do.
But for me, I'm getting a bit of on this.
I reckon a bit of a Gary Neville
Yeah.
We all know that noise, don't we? Yeah, it's not quite slapping for me, kids. And talk about not slapping for me, we move on to Croatia, whose printer quite clearly ran out of ink. What is all the gaps about there?
It looks like someone took some Eckies and tried to recreate Tetris. It's terrible.
It looks like someone got pissed and designed the Croatia kit and passed out before finishing.
It looks like someone drank a bottle of Thunderbird, put themselves in a picnic blanket and terrorised the neighbourhood.
Very interesting. Speaking from experience there.
Oh, of course not. You know me, I'm a lovely lad.
But one on the positive side of things, I like the Croatia badge with the Nike swoosh underneath. I think that looks nice.
I think there's only 2 Nike kits in this tournament that go for the swoosh under the.
Because England had it for the Euros last year, and I very much like that.
No, I like the centralised, but
it's one of the bottom 2. I will leave it up to you as to how far down it goes. I don't like it at all.
It's going in.
It's Graham Souness.
It's just there's elements there that work. You can see what they've tried to done, but it's just a nightmare, isn't it?
And speaking of the opposite of a nightmare, a dream. We have Denmark's kit, of course, Hummel making their statement about the World Cup and all sorts of things like that by just having their badge sort of blend in with the red of the Denmark shirt. But again, you can see it just enough. It's more commonplace with blackout kits, and they're a bit hit and miss for me. But I think the red out kit here, is that what I'm going to call it? I think it works for me. I like the contrast on the arms as well. If we are just going to go for a base red kit.
When you said red out, I thought, oh yeah, Paul Rideout. So the Paul Hummel kits are always nice as well. They're kind of like sleeper kits. They're not what you think of when you think of the big kit manufacturers. But Hummel usually knock it out of the park.
Southampton know that fine well. I love it when Hummel do a Southampton kit with a white bit down the front and the red arms.
Yeah.
Lovely. I reckon this has got to be at least Europe.
I'm saying top end of Europe.
If we're just looking at the design by itself and not the statement it's making, because the statement's obviously very important.
Of course, yeah.
But if we're just looking at the kit in a vacuum,
would you?
I've just made a vacuum noise there. Anyway.
I mean, I thought someone was vacuuming outside. Would you say, I'm agreeing with Europe, do you think if it had just a stock Paul Rideout arm rather than that kind of pattern, that it would be unbelievable, Jeff?
Yeah, because I don't know what the reference is to that design on the arm. And again, I would love it. I know what the message is of what they're doing there, but if that had the white chevron down the arms, that would be one of those ones, isn't it? You know what I mean? One of those ones.
One of those.
That's
why it's top of Europe.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that one. Next up, we have Ecuador, fighting for the likes of Sash and other Ecuadorians. It's sponsored by Marathon, which is a brand I'm not familiar with at all.
No,
Are you?
No, not at all.
And for me, looking at it now, I know it's got nice designs, sort of like it's got like a two-tone, like it's been run over by a car. You see, that one stops there, then that one stops halfway. It's like it's been just reversed up and down by a car lots of different times up and down the shirt.
And a bit of a thumbprint as well.
But apart from that, I'm getting very much that sort of Pro Evo knockoff sort of vibe from this one.
But I like it, though. I do like it. For me, personally, I'm not too sure, because obviously, I think the crest plays a big part. And I do like the crest. I can't tell you what the crest means.
It's a happy face.
It's a happy face, the happy face of Ecuador.
Well, it says TEF, maybe? The Ecuador football.
The Ecuador football and a big smiley face. For me, this is Europe.
I'll go for Europe.
Are you going to Europe?
Just because I can tell you want to put it in the top, so we'll weigh it down to sort of compromise.
Yeah.
We'll compromise. That's how we get along as friends. And next up, we're going all the way down the tier because we have that knobhead at school back in 2001 who had a skateboard and DC shoes and very wide jeans and lots of gel in their hair. They thought they were very cool. And they would also wear one of those flaming shirts. But they weren't cool at all, were they? They were a knob who everyone bullied. They had no friends and they were miserable.
I had the skateboard, I had the DC shoes, I had the jeans, but I had friends and I never once touched a flame shirt.
Exactly, and there's a good reason for that. So how far down do you think this is going?
It's Graham Souness, isn't it?
It's definitely Graham Souness.
It has vibes of people who keep samurai swords above the fireplace. It's a really knockoff, bad Kentucky Fried Chicken rip-off. So, you know, King Fried Chicken or
the Colonel,
Crunchy Fried Chicken, not the Colonel.
Oh, I'm seeing like Chicken Grill.
Chicken Grill.
Yeah,
I do like the Belgium crest though because it looks like a 1980s TV station.
I think it looks like a 70s cigarette pack.
Exactly, fantastic.
Belgium cigarettes. Next up, we move on to Ghana, and again, I can see what they're going for here. Do you have a fact about the star on this shirt or not?
It's very big.
It is very big, and I reckon if they took that off, the shirt would be a lot nicer.
Yeah.
But I know why it's there, because that's the nickname, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But I think, again, it looks quite cheap. You were saying before about the Pro Evo ones. I'm not sure if it's just because...
It's the star. If they took the star off that and just had the Puma logo on the arm, the old-fashioned 90s Puma logo on the tit, I like the little contrast on the collar there at the bottom. I like the little two-tone on the sleeves there. It's like a Fred Perry polo.
Yes, it is.
From Ghana. But that star ruins it for me.
I think it's the start, and I think the fact there's a lack of a subtle print covering the shirt. I think if I had one of those just in the background, just simmering, it'd take it up a few notches.
If they took the star and made that a subtle detail in the actual fabric itself, it would be a top-tier shirt.
Like a classic Newcastle United shirt.
Oh, yes.
I'm saying, ooh.
I'll go for ooh as well. Not quite a Graham Souness, but an ooh all the same. And speaking about a Bobby Dazzler or a Bobby Dassler, because Adi Dassler, he started Adidas, and Adidas sponsored Germany. And Germany's shirt is delightful. I'm a professional presenter, me.
First time I saw this, I wasn't mad keen on it. Again, Germany shirts, they're always very good. But the more I've looked at it, the more it's grown on me. I like the bronze detailing on all the...
That's what sets it apart. It's the fact that you got the little bit on the collar with the red, you've got the Adidas logo and the Germany badge and the 4 stars above representing their World Cup wins. They're all the same colour, which takes it to a different stratosphere for me.
Do you reckon Adidas are going to use this in the rotation next season and Juventus will end up with it?
I hope Newcastle do. Why can't Newcastle do that one season? I wouldn't mind losing the stripes for a season.
Are you not a fan of Castori?
Awful. Whoever makes their shirts doesn't know their way around a sewing machine because their stitching is all over the shop. I reckon I could do a better job.
Javier Castor. That's who did it.
It's actually...
No.
Top tier, though.
It's unbelievable, Jeff.
Straight away. And now we move on to a brand called One All Sports, who began with their exploits in motorsports. Now they've moved over to the soccer, and they are the sponsors of Cameroon. And this is either going to be one of your favourite shirts of the World Cup, or if you're like me, you're going to think, why have Pro Evolution Soccer actually made a football shirt? It looks like a knockoff, doesn't it?
It does. But I kind of like it. I do
because of the knockoff.
Because of the knockoff vibes. I'm not too proud to admit I've got 1 or 2 knockoff football shirts in the basket at home. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's, again, the fact it's got 2 crests, which is...
Greedy.
That's a big Dickie Tubbs energy right there.
I know. Why have we not got a lion of ourselves for our crest? Why? We're 3 more lions. Well, 2 more lions than they have.
Yeah.
We are the 3 lions, of course.
But there's the lion, there's the football, there's the shield, there's the 1 in the middle, tying it all together because we are all one.
I do like is the collar. I like how the collar rides up. I bet it looks lovely on a long neck.
Yeah. So
But apart from that, I don't like anything else about it.
So you don't like the rip-off international superstar soccer vibes?
Not at all, no.
So what, are you going Souness? Are you going ooh? Because I don't mind it.
I'll go ooh just to compromise, but if I was having my own way there, it would be straight into the Souness. And speaking of a lovely shirt now, we have the South Korea shirt, and rawr, rawr, got tiger print on the arms, haven't we, Jack Atkins?
Yes, we do.
Or is it zebras? I don't know. It could be a zebra.
Well, there's some kind of cat on the badge. So I'm going tiger rather than zebra.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Mixed vibes. Black and red usually doesn't do it for me, probably subconsciously because of Manchester United. But I don't know. I think it just needs something else in there. It feels unfinished.
I just think of the devil when I think of black and red.
Yeah.
Just think about the devil.
You didn't think of the devil with the literal flames on the belt.
No, not at all. The contrast of yellow did worked wonders for me on the badge. But yes, there's something not right about this shirt. I'm going to put it down to this Nike template where they've split off the torso portion of the shirt from the arms. The arms. Oh, the arms. You split the torso off from the arms.
Steve McLaren, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not very snazzy at all. So yeah, I'm going to put it down to that. It's not the worst shirt, but maybe bottom of Gareth Barry to top of ooh.
I'm fine with bottom of Gareth Barry because for all the Nike shirts with the different shoulders and arm to the torso, this one the least egregious ones.
Next up we have Uruguay, and I feel like I've seen this Uruguay shirt at least 7 times in the last 10 kits they've had.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
It just gives me vibes of, you put a big Mars across the stomach, I'm thinking Diego Maradona doing bits in Italy in the early 90s. I think this is gorgeous.
I think it is a nice shirt. There's one thing weighing it down for me, though, and that is the half-arse grandad collar. You've got to go at least 3 buttons.
3 buttons?
You've got to have at least 3 buttons to be a proper grandad collar.
Do you reckon it's got a second hidden button, or do you reckon they're hinging it all on the one?
Absolutely. You'll peel back that little thing there, that little flap, and you'll see a second button. And a little cheeky. I reckon it's the same blue as well as that, not even white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
cheeky bastards.
Imagine a open. You got Darwin Núñez there. His lovely moustache. His hair flicking in the wind. What's that? Cheeky medallion? Oh.
Here comes the ball. He's going to try and chest control it. Oh, it's just bounced out for a throw-in. That's Darwin Núñez.
1 and 2. Doesn't matter.
Striker.
1 and 2.
He is rash. And what is not rash, though, is this kit, and I think it's at least one of the top 2 tiers.
It's unbelievable, Jeff, for me.
Again, I guess that is the right way to look at it. Or is it just that Puma are lazy bastards when it comes to Uruguay?
Possibly that, yeah.
There we go. Next, we move on to Switzerland, and oh my God, look at those shoulders. Imagine that shoulder print wrapped around the shoulders of one Fabian Schär.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Puma, central Puma logo, like it. I don't know why they need a football badge and the flag on there. I'm not a big fan of that, but I like the way that they're assembled, and if there have to be 3 badges on their shirt.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded as much if the actual nation's badge was on the arm.
Yeah, that would probably be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, make us feel more included, because we've only got 2.
Only 2.
I know. Why can't we have 3?
So what's your gut saying?
Well, I think the collar and shoulder combination is what takes this up to at least a Gareth Barry. The top end of Gareth Barry at the very least.
I'm saying very top of Gareth. Could have done more. Could easily have done less. Serviceable.
Well done, Puma. Next up, we move on to Mexico, and I think this is right in the top tier. I like the detail. I feel like I saw this detail on many Adidas goalkeeper kits, like circa 2015-16. Yeah. I can picture Courtois wearing an orange Chelsea goalkeeper shirt, where it's got the same sort of things on it.
I think I've seen just a plain training Adidas shirt that looks exactly like this. One that you get for £10 to play 5-a-side.
Oh.
But saying that, that's not a bad thing.
Scathing.
That's not a bad thing at all. Mexico shirts, again, they're always nice. I don't know if that's because I've got some kind of subconscious link between, Mexico, good World Cups, great gang of lads, I don't know. But this is Europe.
This is, I would, at very least, Europe. I love the fact that the way the 2 badges are aligned there, with this sort of thing coming down there. This little lighter green gap, the second one down, if you're looking at this shirt, it looks like a mouth. That could open up like a mouth. It looks like a face.
Like the devil.
No. Like some sort of luchador I don't know. Just getting on the stereotypes now. But it's one of the top 2 tiers for sure.
Do you like the way that it ends around the belly button?
I don't mind that at all. I think it would be a bit too much if it went all the way down.
I'm putting top of Europe then.
Oh, we'll go top of Europe then.
We'll finalise it in a bit. But
oh, man. Now we move on to Holland, and this is the biggest missed opportunity in World Cup 2022 home shirt football history, because this is awful. This looks like it's made of that horrible silk that Newcastle United shorts of 97 and 99 were made of. Proper, slippery silk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awful.
Really terrible velvet that's just going to spark and set alight.
You could buy this shirt, I reckon, for around about €9 in Salou if you looked hard enough.
I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go back to the late 80s golden period of Holland, but it's too yellow. Yeah,
it's not right at all. It should be a lot nicer than it is, but whatever effect they've put on this material here to make it look like the really cheap, naff, horrible, silky stuff that it looks like, it's as big as Souness as we've seen so far for me.
Again, going for the black detailing on the swoosh and the badge, it just doesn't feel right for a Holland kit.
No. Why not?
It's usually white, isn't it?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't mind I think it's normally black, isn't it? No, it's both. I remember the 04 kit was white, but it had that Nike template with the Nike badge up there.
Yeah.
But I reckon I've seen a black before.
I'm getting on in the years as well, so I've forgotten more than I'll ever remember.
Fair enough. What was it like to watch Van Basten in his pomp?
Oh, he was brilliant.
Next up, we move on to France, and it's straight in the top tier. You can't say anything else.
Exactly. Again, France kits, always nice. I've got the 2012 shirt, I think. 2014, I've got one of them. Really nice, had the white collar button up at the top.
Yeah. Matthew Valbuena sort of times.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course I look exactly Matthew Valbuena.
Yeah, the same height to be fair.
Yeah.
No, you're not really. He's 7 foot tall. But again, it's the grand. If you're going to weigh it down, maybe it's the half-arsed Grandad collar, but that might just be me as a Newcastle fan having a fetish for Grandad collars.
Cantona vibes though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's the rich royal blue. It's the golden cock on the chest.
Oh yeah.
And Nike haven't bothered doing something mad on the arms. They've just gone.
I reckon if you looked at it under a magnifying glass, I reckon there's some sort of detail in there which takes it to another level again.
The Arc de Triomphe. Who knows?
Next up, we're moving. Who the bloody hell's that? It's Morocco. And I know what they're going for here, but I don't like how their badge sort of melts out of that green bit.
Yeah.
That weighs it down for me.
It's the fact that the badge is melting out the green bit and the break in the stripe is for Puma. If anything, you should break in the stripe for the actual
badge,
crest. Yeah. So, yeah, they've not had a great World Cup, Puma, have they?
I don't think it's a Souness, though. I think it's a bottom of an ooh.
I'm fine with that.
Oh. I just think it's a bit of a miss. Positive notes, I like the contrast between the red and the green because it reminds me of Christmas.
If you just turn up dressed like a bag of sweets. If you were to see this for 15 quid on M&M Direct, would you get it?
Nah.
No.
I wouldn't go for it, would you?
No. I look terrible in red, which is terrible for a Liverpool fan. I look really bad in red.
Some of the shirts you can get on that website, look, they're all Brazilian. As far as I can see, like Sao Paulo and
Gremio and stuff like that, yeah.
Oh, I've never taken a dabble, though.
I've done it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are they good quality?
M&M Direct is the real ones. You're thinking of a different site.
No, I'm thinking M&M Direct.
Oh, M&M Direct?
Yeah.
No, I got a Columbia home shirt from there a few years ago. Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Wow. Discount prices. We don't even work for them. They should be sponsoring us, really. But now we move on to Poland. And it is a white shirt, but it looks like it's either got smashed glass on the shoulders or maybe just some sort of retro rascal 80s print. I like the contrast.
It's like a can of Monster, isn't it, for the kids? Yeah. Get your skateboard, get your Jinko jeans, get your Belgium shirt, get your can of Monster. Whoa.
Oh, I think it's Europe at very least, me. I really like this
Europe?
shirt. Yeah, I really like this shirt. I imagine Robert Lewandowski. I think he looks dazzling in this shirt, me.
I'm not massive on it, but you have given the compromise to me on several occasions, so I'll let you have this.
I like how what do I like here? I do like the shoulders. It is just the shoulders. It's the print on the shoulders. I like the shoulders. In terms of Nike templates, that's as good as we've seen so far.
Yeah, and I think as well with the blood red of the swoosh and the badge, they do stand out a lot more against that monster.
I just realised what I said there. It's nowhere near as nice as the France kit. And we'll just move on from there. Next up, we have Portugal, and I do not like this shirt at all. I reckon it looks lovely with the shorts when everyone's wearing their full kit, but we can't wear full kits, can we, in our everyday lives? Otherwise, we'd just be called wankers, wouldn't we?
I can barely wear a football shirt in my everyday life. It's just one of them. You can see what they've gone for. The Nike kits again, they're like, let's subvert what we've been doing. Let's put a bit of a tonal shift on the shoulders, but whoa, big slice of green. It's a nice green. It's a nice red. Yeah, just
it's very Portugal with the Nike swoosh and that goldy yellow as well. It's just it's quintessential Portuguese.
Yeah,
but Nike have got previous with this. Cause I remember a few years ago, Spurs and Man United wasn't in the Premier League. They had the shirts that sort of went down into a different colour, and then that colour was the shorts and then the socks and that. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Although I am hoping, I haven't seen the away kits. If there's an away kit which is just that green all the way up, that could be absolutely lovely.
Ooh,
yeah,
delightful.
So what are we saying, Souness?
I think well, is it Souness or is it bottom of ooh?
Bottom of ooh.
I'll go for a bottom of ooh. Next up, we have Qatar. Now this just. I don't know where to start here. The Qatar badge is massive. The Nike swoosh is in the middle. I guess the position of those two is nice, but the Qatar badge is way too big for me.
Huge.
I don't like the contrast between the shoulder plates and the arm plates. And then that bit there, on the edge of the cuffs there on the sleeves, just reminds me of an 80s wrestler's football boot, I was about to say there.
Yep.
But an 80s wrestler's wrestling boot, that makes more sense.
I like the teeth. I do like the teeth. It reminds me of some kind of like Nike ACG shoe or some kind of climbing gear.
It reminds me of that war aircraft from back in the day that had like the shark's face on the front of it.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. The Qatari arms of war.
I wish I knew my war aircraft better, but I don't. So we'll move on from there.
It's just the Warhawk, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. Don't ask me.
I quite like this.
Do you?
I do.
Even though the shoulder red is a different red to the rest of the red.
I don't mind it. I will agree that the Qatari badge is a bit too big.
It is a bit too big.
But I don't mind this, you know.
It's got vibes for me of another template from Pro Direct Soccer where they've just stuck on the Qatar badge and the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me...
Where would you put it? And we'll weigh it down just because we're compromising here because we're best friends in the world.
Ooh.
You would put it in ooh?
Yeah.
Is that with or without compromise?
That's without compromise, top of ooh.
Oh, we'll put the bottom of ooh then. I don't think it's in the bin. Oh, the Graham Souness, as he's otherwise known.
You're saying it's worse than Portugal?
Yes.
Ooh.
I would as well. I would, definitely, for sure. I stand by that. Saudi Arabia. Green is different on their badge compared to the Nike swoosh and the collar. That weighs it down. But the detail, it's like palm leaves, is it? Or just some sort of leaf?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I really like this.
I like it as well. It's just a different colour for the KSA badge.
Yeah. They should have, I don't know why they didn't match it. I don't know if Nike had it in mind, presented it, and they were just like, we can't compromise on the green. Our badge stays this colour, but Nike were like, yeah, but we really like the swoosh and the collar.
Maybe they just ran out of ink, and that's what they had to do.
Of course, Nike, they're struggling with their ink supplies at the moment. No, I really like this.
I like it as well. I think it's European places, I reckon.
Definitely.
But it's that badge that weighs it down. Why is it not the same shade of green? Anyway, we move on to Serbia. This is lovely. Bit of red and gold. Class.
It's a bit too Christmassy, though. You've got the red and gold, you've got what looks like the Northern Star all over it.
That is very Christmassy. Instead of Mitrovic in there, I'm thinking about a nutcracker now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just imagine it, though, with Power Cube, Xherdan Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka running at a full pelt and planting 2 into the chest.
Shaqiri? He's Swiss.
Exactly.
Oh, running at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant running with it on my bodies. But I reckon... I've just got Christmas in my mind now. I do like the contrast on the sleeves. I like the contrast on the neck. I do like the gold and red. But again, it is very Christmassy. Where have you put the other Christmas kit? That's an ooh. I don't think it's an ooh. It's definitely higher than an ooh.
Bottom of Gareth Barry.
I'll go for a Gareth Barry.
I'm not massively keen.
Well, you're not. What weighs it down for you?
It's the kind of the goldenness of it. It's like, why?
To be fair, though, what have Serbia ever won?
Exactly.
Let's weigh it down. What have you ever won to put gold on your shirt?
Exactly.
Aye, pricks. There we go. Mitrovic, fight me.
Pricks.
And speaking of pricks, here we have the England shirt, yes, which is bloody awful. One of the biggest victims, I reckon, of the Nike template of 2022. I hate those shoulders. I do like the contrast on the very tips of the arms. That's nice.
Yeah.
The middle is what an England shirt normally is.
Again, it's gone for that retro vibe, but it's just not worked.
It's just like they ran out of ink again. Nike and their famous ink shortage.
I mean, sort it out. Phil Knight.
Is that who runs Nike, is it?
That's who founded it, yeah.
Very interesting. Still alive?
I think so. Very old. He had a book called Shoe Dog, which is very good. It's not about a dog. It's about him.
Not about shoes either.
It's about shoes.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not about dogs.
Souness this for me,
Souness.
I hate it.
Top of Souness. Not as bad as the others.
Not as bad as the others.
Not as bad as the others.
Lovely bit of bass in your voice there. Now we have Iran. Now, there's 2 ways to look at this, I reckon. You're either thinking this is a knockoff Pro Direct number, a knockoff Pro Evo number, or you're thinking that's retro and lovely.
It reminds me of when Italia 90 happened, because yes, I was alive then. I had a little dinky car, which had the kind of like QB football man logo on the top. And I'm sure it had that kind of red into the white into the green Italian.
You know what I can imagine
swoosh.
now we've said that? I can imagine the Channel 4 Italia football logo just being on top of that swoosh across his tits there.
Yeah, just imagine it. We've just got
I tell you what I do like though. I like the fact that for the main part of the torso, it's just a plain white. But then when you go above, there's a bit of a party on there because look at the little detailing on the chest part of the white bit.
I like
that,
but it doesn't go onto the sleeves, and neither does the main.
Yeah,
but they do have a bit of green under the armpit.
It's a mess in those armpits, isn't it? What a messy set of armpits they are.
It's like they've designed it by committee. It looks like they've had 3 designs and they couldn't decide which one to go with, so they all win. Everyone wins.
And that Iranian badge is tragic.
No, I like that.
You do.
It's very formal.
It's just like we are Iran, we play football, which I guess is what you want. Yeah. But I want a bit more razzmatazz.
A bit more razzmatazz.
Yeah. Look at our badge. We've got lions on there. What do we do? Do we play football or do we have a circus? We don't know. Maybe it's one and the same.
So what are you saying?
I reckon that could be... It's either top of ooh and a Gareth Barry for me.
I'm saying top of ooh.
I'll go top of ooh. Those armpits are a bloody mess though, but how much does the armpits of Iran matter in the grand scheme of life? Next up we have the USA, and Nike just haven't tried here. I mean, they've given the USA a special little bit of dispensation, I guess, with the swoosh on the arms, just to be a bit different, but I don't like it. It's just a bit too bare.
They've been playing favouritism there, because obviously Nike's an American company, so they're just like, we'll save the best one for the USA.
I'll tell you what would make this a lot better, if the little red and navy pattern went all the way up to the collar. If that was just a solid, pattern, stripy pattern up there, that would Make that lovely. Excuse me.
That's all right.
I had a burrito last night. It's coming back up.
What filling?
Beef.
There we go.
That's a Monterey Jack cheese with some chipotle mayonnaise in there. Some cos lettuce was in there. A bit of a paprika rice as well. Ooh.
Tell you what my go-to to put in a burrito is, if you're on a chicken burrito, put a bit of mango in there. Delicious. But yeah, getting back to...
A slice of mango?
I went to this burrito place once and they were like, what do you want in it? And I looked at the thing and there was mango. I was like, throw it all in.
A whole new world. What do you reckon about this United States football kit, though?
It's ooh again, I think. That weird blue thing on the neck's very NFL. It looks like it's trying not to be a football shirt.
Their badge is very NFL. I'm thinking about the New York Patriots here, me.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nothing about NFL.
I'll go for ooh, though. It's not the worst, but it's not a nice shirt at all. It's a bit too bare looking for me. But now we get on to the Wales kit. Fact number 2 of the video.
Wales. Wales, that's the fact. Wales are wearing the replica kits in the World Cup. They are not wearing the actual stadium kits, apparently.
Very interesting. Why that is, we don't know.
No.
Maybe they just hooked you too much when you're sweating.
Possibly.
Which I thought was the point of making them that tight, so the sweat just sort of...
But they're also
oozed out.
Also all Welsh men. They've never known heat in their lives. And I'm allowed to say that because I'm a bit Welsh. So
fair enough. I reckon this is one of the top 2 tiers.
This is unbelievable, Jeff.
I love as I said earlier, the Nike badge and the Welsh badge. The way they've got that shield there, it complements the Adidas badge very well indeed.
Yeah.
I like the retro print up and down the torso. I like the contrast to the green. A nice simple collar. It's a knockout shirt.
It is like you're saying, retro. This feels like what the Holland kit was trying to recreate with the classic. Was it 88 when they won the Euros?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it 92? 92 was Denmark.
Yeah, 88 was that, mate.
Yeah. So it feels like they've gone for that, but Welsh.
There we go.
Yeah.
And what could be better than that? I don't know. Next up, we have the Spain shirt. I don't know how I feel about this. It's just a Spain shirt. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this. It's just a Spain shirt.
Is the red looking a bit too deep to you?
It is a bit of a deep red. But then again, I think when you contrast the lighter red that they've had in previous years with the sort of goldy yellow of the badge, I think that looks naff as well. I think I prefer the deeper red.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the navy they've used this time. It's nice, isn't it? In fact, the more I look at it...
It's a grower.
It is a grower, not a shower. Ding dong.
Again, if you saw this for 15 quid, would you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that makes it Gareth Barry at the very least.
I will put European, sort of the middle to bottom of European places, I reckon.
I'm saying European.
That is a nice shirt. It's just a Spain shirt, though, but it is a nice shirt.
Yeah.
So shall we go through this tier quickly and work out if anything needs to go out the bin, otherwise known as Graham Souness?
Yeah. Graham Souness, it's all crap.
It's all crap, isn't it? And then we go to the Gary Neville section. Anyone we've been harsh to there? I don't think so, personally. Maybe Portugal. I would say maybe Portugal moves up into Gareth Barry, potentially.
I'd say that about Iran, but...
That's Qatar.
That's Qatar, sorry. Well, don't I look at it. Do you want to...
It's up to you if you want to move.
You're quite vitriolic about Portugal.
Oh, was it? It's just because of the combination with the shorts. I don't like that when the shirt bleeds into the shorts like that.
Yeah. I'm fine with leaving it as it is.
Then we have Gareth Barry section, middle of the road. We have the Swiss. We have other shirts in there as well. I think, yep, they're all fine in there.
Yeah.
And then we have European. Anyone who deserves to go up to the top tier from there. Maybe Poland, maybe Australia. I would say Australia, actually.
Yeah, I'll bump up Australia.
Lovely glass of fresh orange juice with pulp.
But I'd leave it at that.
I would leave it at that as well. So now we go to the top tier and Mr. Jackie Orlando, as he likes to call himself in his personal life, because he's... Why do you do that again?
We were just talking about what our wrestling names would be. because we're all grown men. I was like, Jackie Orlando, why not?
We now find out from Jackie Orlando himself what is the best shirt in this tier. We've got a minute left, so let's fire through this. Is the Germany shirt better than Japan home?
No.
Is the Uruguay shirt better than Japan home?
For me, yes, but objectively, no.
Well, we'll leave it no then. Is the France shirt better than Japan?
No.
Is the Wales shirt better than Japan?
Maybe.
Come on!
Second, no, it's not. I'm putting a second, though.
Is the Australia glass of fresh orange juice with pulp better than Japan?
No, it's not.
So there you have it, conclusive evidence that the Japanese home shirt for the 2022 World Cup is the nicest shirt, home shirt at least, at the 2022 World Cup. Thank you for watching this video. I have been Ross Tweddell, joined by Jack Atkins. Have you had a nice time?
I've had a lovely time.
So have I as well. Subscribe to this channel, there's lots more football content coming, and I don't know what else to say, so we'll just say goodbye now.